unable to have that.
That one I really don't mind either way.
Whoa! Okay. Not going to be able to play the Twitch this time.
Don't know if he wanted to be honest.
Yeah, well, that was sort of my thinking as well. I'm like, oh, I feel like that's a one and done comp, and then now they move on. Especially considering the fact that the Rise is no longer here, and Azir is going to be the ban. So Kindred available, Alistar, of course, available. And that one is going to be locked away immediately. Mata says, give me the cow, win the game. We'll see whether he can.
Exactly right. I think 85%, somewhere around there, 83-ish maybe, on the cow. So very strong. Taking away the Lucian for a Lucian Alistar lane would be very smart. Braum is also available. Something that does relatively well.
Available.
Kallista's been available all series.
Yeah, but, you know, Kalista Alistar is a pretty good lane, giving Mata even more that he can do.
I don't think it's a good lane. I think it's a good team fight.
Yeah.
I think that Kalista got hit hard enough in the laning phase that it's actually... She doesn't really have that many good lanes left. Maybe Kalista Thresh is the last one.
Well, ClearLove looking at the Graves, but Poppy now being considered by Koro. The Lucian is, of course, there, and we'll see what mlxg and xiohu want to pick up for the rest of the team.
I mean, of course, good Kalista players and good Alistar players will put it together and make it work.
Yeah.
That's not the strength of the champions, however.
No. And I was more just talking about the fact that, you know, the synergy and the fact that you're giving Mata even more that he can do. Does turn Wuxx into a little bit more of the utility and then cleanup.
Takes away priority on Kindred as well.
Yeah. Well, ClearLove, of course, deciding to ignore the Kindred completely. Back on the Graves one more time for his third game in a row.
I like it. I think that Graves is honestly like showing internationally right now, strongest jungler on the current patch. Just keeps up in farm really well and is kind of tanky because of his E.
Yeah.
And does so much ridiculous damage. That layering of CC, though, is quite terrifying.
Certainly is. Oh my god. So, xiohu back on a comfort pick there in the mid lane on the Lissandra if he wants to take it there. Lupa has, of course, played it as well. As mlxg has locked in the Ekko. He could also jungle it, which is why I mentioned that Lupa could play the Lissandra. Very flexible. Right, now for EDG's choice. We'll see what Pawn wants to take into this. Could be something like the LeBlanc.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that.
I don't necessarily like assassins into Lissandra.
No?
Twist of Fate and Azir aren't available, however. You know, he could go towards something like a Varus, but once again, EDG are asking the question.
Yeah.
Deft's Ashe, I believe, has a pentakill, or at least a quadra.
He's only got a couple of games on it as well.
He's a very good Ashe player, however.
Phenomenal Ashe player. From a very, very long time ago as well. But they are going to lock it in. The Thresh and the Ashe. I love this, moving from the Braum to the Thresh. Brilliant, especially with the Flay being able to stop the headbutts out of Mata. We'll have to use that flash if he wants to start that pulverize.
So the idea behind Braum, however, is if Mata ever flies onto your AD carry, he has to go past you, so you just put up Unbreakable. It supports fight AD carries for a little bit, and it doesn't really matter all that much. Of course, you only have to tag him once before he can get stunned, and then the Thresh kind of just stands behind the AD the Braum stands behind the AD carry and walks away. So I think Braum is also fine against Alistar, but you're right, historically Thresh has had a pretty good time.
Yeah, so EDG do have it in their back pocket, but my god, this is a bit of a throwback here as Mata hovering the Quinn. 3 seconds to go as Wuxx has the Jhin at the same time. The Jhin Quinn is going to be locked in. My god.
So it is going to be jungle Ekko.
Yeah.
And I'll see whether we get the Luden's Echo, sorry, not that, Runic Echoes out of mlxg, or whether he goes towards the Cinderhulk.
Yeah, sort of known to be the Cinderhulk Eye the Watcher type guy.
Karma.
Yeah.
That would be a really cool composition, actually. You know, the ability to speed everyone up and get them into the team fight. Great poke damage out of Karma as a single unit, and then facilitate a lot of what a Koro wants to do.
Yeah, however,
also can just straight up kill xiohu with a Corki.
I like the Karma a lot more. Of course, Xie making it pretty famous in the LPL. Playing 3 back-to-back games on the champion against Vici to get themselves to the next round where they faltered against RNG. But over 5 games where Karma was banned almost every single one of them. And Pawn is going to lock it in, so there's the Karma.
And Pawn has always been a player that can pick up anything at any time and play it. So I'm expecting a top-notch Karma here. I'm a huge fan. Just provides a lot of control. Kind of was great against Kindred as well because of the AoE shield out of the ultimate. Very hard to gank because of the way the empowered W works. Gives you back 20% of your missing health a couple of times. So I think that Karma is in a great spot in the current meta and will shut down some of the aggression and some of the layered CC that xiohu and mlxg are trying to bring into this team composition.
Yeah, and when, you know, this is not exactly the sturdiest team comp out of RNG at the same time, Pawn, with all of his extra shields, with his ability to weather a lot of this storm, they might be able to do a lot of damage here, but we are going to go through these matchups. Quinn versus Poppy could be dangerous here for Koro.
Depends how he starts it out. I think that Poppy does have avenues in, especially if this can be impacted. mlxg on Ekko versus ClearLove on Graves should have a very big favor swing in front of the Graves.
Yeah. And look, the control mages taking on against one another. A lot of wave clear there available in the mid lane, so we'll see exactly how that one is going to play out. As the bottom lane, once again, the Thresh in the hands of Meiko. Mata, though, on his famed cow. And I'm just very excited to see how this one's going to go. Let's go hop onto the Rift. And here we are, players moving out onto Summoner's Rift here for game number 3. We're at a best of 3 scenario here, basically at the beginning, as both teams are tied up in the grand final of the LPL for the spring split. Winner of this goes to MSI, which will be in their home country. This EDG setting up. Is vision available there for RNG?
Yeah, and on track to take on maybe SKT.
Yeah,
at this point in time. Spoiler alert. But EDG, you know, they're able to bring it back after going down one game is impressive against RNG, especially because RNG's early games have looked formidable lately, but they're able to, you know, run a cute Twitch comp. And this time around, going with the Ashe, I expect this to be an even bloodier affair for EDG. They do not hesitate on Ashe arrows.
The follow-up CC there available from Meiko is just disgusting at the same time.
Yep, and so kind of 2 weird bully lanes, you know? You don't expect Jhin to be called a lane bully, but he is. Like, if you've played against a Jhin, you know how oppressive he can be. And, you know, when you're against an Ashe, he has relatively long range. I think second only to Caitlyn in the game, and the volley keeps you very much at bay. So lane swap has been forced out.
Actually initiated here from RNG, so like you said, looking to try and go for that. Once again, yeah.
So generally, because Ashe is a 3-item carry, you go Warlords on it. If he wants to go towards IE, it synergizes so well with her passive. But not going to be the case here.
Just a bit of extra damage here as Lupa. Blinding Assault, going to be able to pick him up the first 3 minions on his Quinn as he heads back into the jungle. Help out mlxg. This lane swap scenario.
I missed it. Was that a Thunderlord's cow as well?
That was a Thunderlord's cow.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hang on. Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I think it was as well. We'll see when he uses his first Headbutt Pulve anyway. So Headbutt Pulve gives the trample in there. So very easy to get the proc going.
I know it wasn't Windspeaker's Blessing.
Meiko actually respecting the duo jungle here, not making Marta's mistake in game 1 and going a little bit too over-aggressive.
Knows all too well what can happen. As Meiko now just inspecting here the bottom side.
And Wuxx and Mata go back one more time, and they're going to look for a lane, the normalization of the lanes.
Well, EDG are shoving this wave up. They built it fairly large. Oh, Deft misses the cannon creep. Pretty sad stuff as they both go back to base.
So we'll see whether they match standard lanes here and want to keep Koro out of it. That's a lot of creep wave that is going to be absorbed by the Jhin here.
Yeah.
I think that's like, what, 7 casters? He's gonna
Even
pick 'em all.
manages to grab that one with a deadly flourish. Koro going to make his way back towards the top side. It's going to be answered immediately by EDG at the same time, so Koro will have to move out of here, but there's Quinn, throws down the W, manages to get the snare there as there's the Mantra Q. xiohu moves out of the explosion damage, but nice poke.
You actually have to throw the Mantra Q before the W goes off to actually hit both ends of it. So a little bit of mistake there, but not huge. As we see the EDG, they're sticking with the lane swap here. Want to get Deft as much farm as possible. Probably more importantly, they want to keep the Quinn down.
Yeah, don't let the lane bully, as it were. As ClearLove able to take himself a gromp. Mata going to poke his head in.
They're going to swap back again.
My God.
So this has to favor the Cull user this time around.
Yeah. Oh, once again, Pawn. Oh, I feel like he could have got that one.
Doesn't really have any vision around the mid lane, however.
Yeah.
And junglers are available. This time they leave Koro up there, however, so Koro gets the last laugh of this one.
Nailed it. We'll be able to shove that wave into the turret.
Oh.
Nice Mantra Q lands from Pawn there at the same time, so showing some definite practice on this Karma. Because I believe Bjergsen was one of those to begin using her in the mid lane once she'd been changed.
Here we go.
Kill, but in goes mlxg. Nice snare comes from Pawn.
I think that was last time around that Bjergsen got the Penta on it, wasn't it?
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
A very long time ago.
Kind of making a resurgence. xiohu leaves the lane, picks himself up some Raptors. Must have needed it for a shot.
Yeah.
See whether he burns a teleport to get back into lane, because Pawn is definitely bullying. And one more time, the swap is coming out. Jhin goes back. They're sticking at these rotations around the map. Jin's getting a lead.
Yeah.
Quinn's getting a lead. You know, it's working for them.
Shove into turret, then return to base seems to be the tactic. Musical Summoner's Rift.
And they're going to spot him out one more time. There it is.
Well, they're just going to clear out the mini wave and head back to base.
So maybe that was the secret behind... Oh, he gets back.
Oh, that was close.
So maybe that was a secret behind the boots, Atlus. You know, you don't need the cull, you need the boots. That's what the real trick is.
That'll save you the cash money.
And I wonder if they just stick at it this time, you know? I think that Koro's got enough levels now that he'll be pretty safe. Oh, not if he does that, but
yeah,
pretty safe against this Quinn. Don't think she has any real kill threat. That seems to be the call, you know? We've wasted enough time with this jockeying for position. They've gone no kill items. We should be able to win this one.
Oh, Pawn actually going to be able to get some more damage down onto xiohu. Mata gets hooked up by Meiko as well. Level disadvantage, but the Thresh doing a bit of bullying. You see ClearLove, he's waiting around the area at the same time, so dashes over, grabs himself a ward. Everything's going to be fine. Mata looking for something on the Pawn. xiohu, despite the fact that he's farming very, very well, not quite able to get the measure of this Karma.
Man, he's being forced back one more time. Slooper actually put some hurt down onto Koro.
Yeah.
Needs to be careful. Last thing you want is to get dove as they're building up a wave going onto the top side of the map, so he just backs right away. Actually going to recall, so that's a lot of respect shown.
Will be able to teleport back, of course, but now should be able to just eat up this lane. ClearLove going to make his way in as well, just in case Looper does decide to go for a bit of a dive. Nice use of the W there.
Yeah, that's just great situational awareness. He recognizes, you know, now that level 6 is just being reached out of Koro, he is a sitting duck for a gank. So, burns the W nicely at the perfect timing, as you mentioned. Yeah. Able to spot out the jungler. Once again, it is ClearLove putting the jungle on hard farm.
42 to 34, exactly right. Has himself the tracker's knife as they spot out mlxg, actually, I believe.
Yep, get his shadow.
Yeah. Deft knows exactly what's going on as Pawn nails another Q. It's all about how many of these you hit as Karma, as xiohu is going to take another. Fiendish Codex helping him out as far as throwing out these spells as quickly as possible is concerned. And RNG continue to put the pressure on towards the bottom side. One of those captive audiences just chilling out. Not going to be able to find too much. EDG with a lot of respect for this bottom lane. Understanding just how strong it is. Wuxx has played Jhin one other time.
Yeah, none of these guys are actually huge Jhin players. I was surprised when I saw the stat. As, ooh, Pawn.
That was a really nice Circle of Frost. In order to lock that one down. The escape, that is. This Pawn,
Red
not
buff.
a lot of mana.
Oh.
Thankfully, he does get the blue. Yeah, that would have been disaster.
So quite a slow early game Atlus out of both these sides. This is not what we expected. I think they've taken the measure of each other in the first couple, and they're like, all right, we're kind of comfortable with where we sit. We're just going to chill out for the first, 10 minutes, see whether we can get some fireworks happening after that.
And who do you think this actually favors?
Well, double teleport's available for RNG, so you always have to think that the longer this landing phase goes, the more impact they are able to make. And, they have still got two relatively good lanes. However, Pawn is starting to really bully out in the mid lane, so I think that could go... Oh,
yeah, Deft actually doesn't want to use the flash. Will have to get onto the lantern with it, though.
burns both summoner spells.
Yeah.
Great use of the ultimate there out of Wuxx. Marta able to follow up, and once he had that slowdown, it was going to be difficult. I think that's one of the... here we go. Quinn coming in.
Yeah, Lupo is going to throw out the ultimate there. Does, in fact, land the blind at the same time. ClearLove in so much trouble. Is going to fall down eventually, and there's the Frozen Tomb. Pawn was trying to make his way in. Arrow is going to get flashed out of the way from xiohu. Pawn over the side, gets the shield. There's the ignite. It's the double kill for the Quinn as Koro trying to get the work done, but they're filing in one after the other. He can't quite get the work done. Will be able to make it out with his life, but it's a 1 for 2 in favor of RNG.
Yeah, and that auto attack out of Lupa seemed to travel forever, but he was able to tag him up there. So Lupa now with double buffs, fairly significant CS advantage, and 2 kills going to be heading back into that top lane. Koro grabbed a kill for himself in response, so will be quite okay. Let's take another look at this. ClearLove gets a little bit caught out here. Chilling Smite comes up massive, and he tries to slow down mlxg, but his ulti throws him into a wall, not backwards. That just means that, Lupa and mlxg able to get the work done.
That flash.
And it was a great flash there. I really do think that was a little bit of a misclick out of Pawn, or he just didn't have the W available. Thankfully, Koro's able to clean up the back end. That could have gone a whole different way, by the way, if Deft had his flash still.
Yes.
But he didn't have it because he burned it in a different exchange down the bottom lane. So instead, big advantage goes across for RNG.
That being said, no turrets taken yet, and it's only 300 gold. So, of course, that one kill is literally all that is separating these two teams. xiohu going to get spotted out by the Frost Queen's claim that Pawn decided to pick up first item. So, a lot of kite ability out of this Karma.
Yeah, good catch potential. You're going to get a little bit of extra gold as you hit up champions and turrets as well, so it's not too bad there. Huge item advantage right now for Wuxx. Actually, he goes back and picks himself up a BF sword.
Yeah.
Deft only with that Caulfield's Warhammer, so he's about 1,300 gold in relative items behind. I'm sure it's not that much gold in actuality, but if they ever meet in the 2v2 lane, that's what it will be.
You can see it is actually Deft and Meiko moving up towards the top side of the map, but RNG will head back. Captive audience goes down. mlxg actually waiting in the wings up here, and look at the vision for RNG on the top side of the map. Teleport immediately comes in from xiohu. They're trying to find something here as the ultimate goes down. Deft will get stunned up by the parallel convergence. There's a headbutt pulverized as well as xiohu. Oh my goodness, the lantern ride. Deft will be alive for now as finally does fall. Wuxx tanking up the turret. Gets back underneath though, gets the stun, and Meiko's going to fall. Double kill for Wuxx. The Jhin play working out beautifully.
What a play from the entirety of the RNG lineup. I mean, that was calculated a long time before that. Now Lupa in trouble, however.
Whoa, that Mantra Q. Lots of damage out of Pawn.
I think they could have nearly got that if they hard committed for it. I mean, when you look at ClearLove's, he's got a finished warrior and he's got all of his cooldowns available. Did not really hard commit, but as we take another look, they run out from underneath the turret. Unfortunately, mlxg still in the stun field, so they're able to get Deft CC'd up. Then he's just kiting backwards, but Wuxx, as you mentioned, coming up massive, does have to burn the heal, so that's not a big deal. Meanwhile, in live, Quinn gets murdered.
Yeah,
by the
flat out
Poppy.
murdered. Nicely played by EDG to get themselves back into it, but after that turret falls down, and of course the extra kills that RNG picked up, they're in a commanding position here in the early stage. Koro will be able to finish this one off.
Yeah, it's still only going to be about 500 gold, so honestly, you have to give credit for EDG of making the best of a crappy situation on the top side of the map. RNG hard commit, and that's what you want to see out of the lineup. They threw everything at them, but Koro is still able to come up massive with the cross-map play.
Yeah. Pawn now picks himself up some lucidity boots. He's going to go grab himself a blue buff at the same time. They've managed to consolidate a little bit more vision on the side of EDG. No more teleport for xiohu. That previous one was just so effective. Grabbing those 2 kills towards the top side of the map. Looks like there's still a lot of fight left in this EDG roster. This Pawn grabs himself the blue buff. Will be very comfortable.
Deft greeting for their last creep.
Yeah. Only 11 more on that cull as well, and he will have that extra 350
And the Essence Reaver is a result of all this lane swapping. So, you know, people would be like, why not Infinity Edge? It's so much more gold efficient on something like the Jhin. And they're right, you know, because of the 4th bullet guaranteed crit. However, when you're swapping back and forth in between lanes, you don't get that opportunity to go for the big damage items. You can't go back for a pickaxe straight away. So, you know, you have to go for something a little bit more gold efficient. Like the Essence Reaver that builds out of a couple of long swords.
You can see RNG actually commanding some control here towards the top side. Captive Audience comes in from Whoosh, but isn't going to be able to lock
Doesn't
down
want to walk through the choke
ClearLove.
point.
Definitely not. Oh, there it is.
That's
Mantra
why.
Q again.
Yep.
Oh, another one lands. Pawn is so strong.
Yeah, not really giving many cares. As one more time, you know, we mentioned this. If Koro gets ahead, which he now is, he's going to be able to dominate the Quinn. I mean, Quinn needs armor penetration really quickly to be able to keep up with the Poppy. Armor is stacking on Poppy.
Oh, Whoosh flashes out of the way. Whoa. I'd trade a flash for an arrow, though, if I was EDG.
Yep, and you can see that xiohu in a little bit of trouble in this mid lane, trying to clear it up as best as possible. They're using the Hawkshot really nicely to keep vision, as well as those spooky ghosts. You already mentioned it.
Yeah.
The EDG, they're scaling, boys. They're happy to just play nice and calm League of Legends.
And if Deft's able to do this without the BF sword completed, the fact that he's still able to pick up farms, still able to get around this map and make himself relevant, it's going to be very scary when he starts picking up some of these items.
Well, it depends what EDG are trading for Deft's weakness, right? Because right now they're not trading anything because Pawn is doing such a good job in the mid lane. But, you know, if they go for a double teleport play or something like this right now, I mean, they're already trading a dragon for it, so a good proactive move. Maybe they get the bottom turret afterwards because they've already pre-planned that wave. So there are things that RNG can do right now whilst Deft is in his power trough and Whoosh is stronger. So it's not always just about the solo 1v1 lane. It's the impact it has as it spills over the rest of the map.
Well, it does look like EDG want to grab this top outer turret. Rift Herald is, of course, still there. Not
Being
looking to try and get too
deprioritized
much.
completely Rift Herald in this series. Back to like very old school League of Legends as here comes xiohu.
There's the double teleport player. xiohu doesn't know who he wants to follow here as Deft. Oh no, not going to be able to make it. Throws down the heel, but he's so dead. I understood what they were trying to do, but it didn't quite work as there's the curtain call. Meiko going to tank up one of them. That's a double kill for Whoosh as he grabs it with his second.
Yeah, one more time, 2 kills picked up. This time EDG will complete the turret kill as now another teleport coming out.
Yeah, Lupa going to continue flying around with his bird jetpack.
Yeah, this is a dangerous fight, Lupa. I do not know if you want it.
Yeah, goes in with the Vault. The Koro wants to try and block the headbutt pole, but Mata will be able to catch up to him.
Now caught out Pawn completely.
Who's caught? Who's spawned?
Yeah, Pawn's caught. He's going to die.
Yes, well, they actually start ignoring him as he's just going to head over to the turret and possibly just kill himself.
Yep.
So he'll die. Lupa, I think, got the experience, so that's good.
Certainly is, and now they're looking for the play onto Koro.
Flash actually immediately burnt there from Koro.
That's good. So Koro got caught out so many times game one. And honestly, that gold that he funneled into the other team probably in the end cost EDG a little bit more than you recognized during the standard course of the game. This time he just burns the summoner spell early. Like, doesn't really need it right now, you know. Has got some early distortions for himself, I believe. Should just be able to, you know, jockey for position around this map, and it's not going to affect the Poppy as much as you would otherwise think because he's just so damn tanky in team fights. So much better decision making this time out of Koro.
I like it.
Whoa, that's a static shiv finish there.
Oh.
4 kills.
Yeah, Wuxx is huge.
Puts him a dagger to a static shiv.
There was an extra turret on the side of EDG at the same time, so this goal 200 in the lead now for the team with the extra global advantage. But my god, you're right.
But this time around, one thing I will say is that RNG should struggle to take turrets. Unless they are willing to dive, they should not be able to technically take any turrets in this game. Pawn should be able to defend them all very well. So we'll see whether that does become a factor. In previous games where EDG have been down, they had good turret-taking comps still. This time around, you know, Quinn as well as Jhin do not rip through the structures at all.
No. We are in a slight pause, ladies and gentlemen. So see whether we can get everything sorted out. Players probably happy to have a bit of a rest. It's a really tense game.
Yeah, it certainly is. You can feel that like both teams don't really want to force too hard. I mean, the Jin's very big, but there's still utility on the Ashe. She can start up any team fight she wants with that arrow. And Pawn is chipping away slowly at all these structures around the map and continually shoving out creep waves. As you have a look at xiohu on your screen. And now Pawn.
Pawn just serene right now.
He is at one with himself. I think it's very fair to say.
Yeah. And his karma has been fantastic in this series especially, so we'll see exactly whether he's going to be able to continue carrying it through, because like I just like EDG's team comp as we move throughout this game. Right?
As it gets further and further in, sure, but you also have to, I guess, respect the fact that xiohu right now can blow up Deft and just remove any semblance of relevance from a team fight, and that Wuxx is just like going to be more relevant. I mean, his ultimate has already been sniping kills. Deft isn't having his best Ashe performance so far. I have to assume he's going towards the Hurricane next, but probably not Infinity Edge third. Probably going to have to go towards some armor penetration because he's a little bit further behind.
Yeah, this is the thing. Deft actually falling behind about 30 CS at this stage.
And he's like 4 kills in a hole.
Well, yeah, so it's a full static shiv, right? Hey, Mato. Cute little wave to the camera there as the support player for RNG has been playing brilliantly this game. Give him the cow and he'll win you the game, and so far it's actually working out, despite the fact that they are down a turret. There's Meiko, he's all business. Not going to get any cheeky waves from that man today.
No, certainly not. You can see him, he's very concentrated on it, like his specs as well. As a glasses wearer at Atlus, I always evaluate the power level of other people's spectacles.
And that's what is it? What's the power level?
Well, he's a pretty good.
Do you have a numerical number for it?
Well, we can tier list it. I would say that's A tier.
All right.
You know, I'm not first picking them, but they're pretty good.
All right. So
mlxg, however, they're S tier. Like, you literally have to ban them away.
The Harry Potter tactic. As we have a look around the stadium, ladies and gentlemen, the grand final here for LPL Spring. Winner going to MSI. We are back onto the Rift. Pause over. Meiko and Deft now up against Looper.
And they've done a curious thing with the double teleport. They put xiohu into the top lane against the Poppy, who's picked up only armor so far. As you can see, Wuxx running incredibly quickly.
Yeah, Mart's actually looking for ClearLove here as Meiko is going to make his way around. Vision goes down. RNG looking to try and set up for something around this area. They do grab the Rift Scuttler. Dragon not going to be up for another couple of minutes. There it is.
I don't think that's what Mata was looking for, right?
No.
This is a problem against Karma. These choke points just become so hard to navigate around. Oh, he nearly got him.
Yeah. He's almost just flat out dead. Landing everything. This Karma is so frustrating.
Yeah,
just
that's what I mean.
Like,
you can't do anything, and this is the problem. You know, generally I give like turrets in my mind. If you're up in gold and down in turrets, in my mind that is a huge advantage. Or even if you're close, like if you're within 500 gold, in my mind you're still up. However, right now RNG just do not have a way to crack any of the turrets on the map because Poppy will hold off turrets because just so damn tanky, and the Karma will just wave clear for days. And not only that, the Q is on such a low cooldown, in between decimating the waves, pretty much killing your support as well. So
yeah.
Not a good news story right now for RNG. They need to force around a neutral objective or do this. Use their superior split pushing.
Well, Lupa definitely has that. Blows the Ghost Blade, will be able to take down this outer turret, evening up that statistic and gathering themselves a gold lead here at the same time. So shift of about 400. Now in the lead of RNG. And xiohu struggling a little bit here against Koro, who's just very, very comfortable. Doesn't have the Spectre's Cow yet even as well, so he's only going to get more difficult for xiohu to deal with.
Like, he's got Nikes. That is his magic resist. As in goes xiohu.
Yeah, throws down his own ultimate on himself, but there's the wallbang. xiohu in a whole host of trouble as Koro's going to get stunned up by the parallel convergence. Mata going to make his way in, but he picks up the buckler. Koro is going to fall down eventually, and EDG
and
just decides not to do
Baron,
anything.
will they pull the trigger on it? Because they do have teleport on xiohu. Instead, they're just streaming towards the mid lane, pinging out mlxg, who's looking for a flank play.
Well, ClearLove going to get slowed down by the Time Winder. And EDG couldn't get anything off the back of that at all.
So looking very similar to game one, honestly, Atlus.
Yeah.
Great collapse play coming out of this RNG lineup.
Except that it was RNG making the proactive plays this game. EDG have just been reacting to what they've been putting down. I just feel like overlooking the Alistar, things like this. Very scary. The Lissandra needs to be looked at as well because xiohu is just so comfortable on the hero.
I think Pawn's kept him relatively in check this game.
Yeah, true. He just looks so able to make plays on this champion other than most others. I mean, his Varus, we were talking about it before, and didn't get a whole lot done.
But you can't really throw Azir and Lissandra at him. I feel like if EDG have to target ban two things towards xiohu right now, RNG have won the series already in pick ban phase.
Wow. See whether this is, of course, still an incredibly close game as there's the hook, but Mata just goes aggressive. Is going to get snared up as the captive audience comes down. mlxg looking for something here as Koro right in the back line, knocks away mlxg as Mata. He will die. ClearLove picks it up. That's a fantastic hook. Takes down the Lissandra. Oh my god, Lupa's dead so quickly as Wuxx has to run for the hills. Nice snare as ClearLove just flashes forward. This is a man on a mission as Time Winder's going to gather himself a slow. Captive audience again from Wuxx, but 3 are dead.
Oh!
The ultimate has to be used. My god, the Mantra Q just does so much damage.
And they're going to move towards Baron. You know, Lupa still has teleport when he respawns, as does xiohu, so only 15 seconds on this objective. They need to burn it down quickly. And they are pinging out for assistance, so RNG do know.
Yeah, there's the Scrying Orb as well, so they know exactly what's going on. Down to half health now as well. 6
everyone
seconds.
Is converging on it.
Yeah, on everyone. Parallel convergence comes down. EDG may have made a mistake here. Oh my god. mlxg just buying some time where he can.
One teleport.
Now the teleports are coming in. Baron goes to EDG as xiohu immediately cleans up this team fight. In goes Lupa. So much damage as ClearLove making some room for Pawn. He's out of there as the flash forward comes in from Lupa as ClearLove actually deceptively tanky with that True Grit. Oh, the Blinding Assault. That picks it up. Pawn's going to die. And that, I believe, is just Meiko left with the Baron.
Yep, so in the end, they pick up a huge team fight and they grab Baron buff. But in response, RNG are able to respawn, use that double teleport to clean up the EDG lineup. Meiko also needs to be careful that he doesn't get dove here because there's still 5 seconds on his AD carry and 20 seconds on mid and jungle.
If this is multiple turrets, then this is massive for RNG. They are now looking for the Dragon, pinging out their second for the game. EDG unable to grab any yet, and mlxg already here. So multiple objectives gathered on the back of their team fight. Apart from just the Baron going to EDG and no one really to use it.
Meiko's going to walk a minion wave down top or something like that. And they will be able to pick up at least one turret for it. But you are right. Definitely not the best Baron buff we've seen so far. Also important to see that Wuxx picked up another couple of kills for himself. So if he gets even stronger during this game. Lupa also a powerhouse right now.
Oh yeah. QSS completed as well.
Meiko, you need to get in the lane. They're not going to be able to grab anything for this. They're too scared. Haven't got the vision control. So you're right. That's horrible news now. They don't group up with it. Instead, they shove out top lane turret, and they don't even get it.
And that is going to be CS advantage for xiohu here as well. 1, 2, and 5, so not exactly the best scoreline, but for Lissandra, just a lot of utility. Pawn now building towards what looks like Rabadon's Death Cap. This is item number 3. Abyssal Scepter was, of course, completed. And that is a Hurricane dump for Deft. So the Ashe is moving towards power.
Yeah. He's still 2,000 gold.
So
3,000 gold.
Oh, got it. Arrow lands. There's the Mantra Q onto Wuxx. They're looking for the pickup, but they don't quite get there. Very close as Martha is going to get hooked. Captive Audience comes in and just can't continue the fight.
But so they get rid of the Jhin. Now what do they get on the back end of it? Looper has to get out of here. ClearLove's going the long way around. They pull out. So EDG, they nearly pick up a kill. That's the kill they were looking for. Whoosh. 6-0 on 2 would have been a huge shutdown, but goes back and grabs a rapid fire cannon as well as a QSS. He's huge.
He's so big. Jesus, we'll see whether he is going to be able to continue this wrath on the game or whether Koro is going to be able to keep him in check. Rompy's going to fall. mlxg locks that one down. Has himself a Frozen Heart. Slightly different build path here for mlxg, but does definitely like this one.
So isn't a damage threat really at all here. No Sheen item built up.
Doesn't look like he's going to get one here this game either.
No, just prioritizing a little bit more of the tanky front line. Wants to be able to initiate for his team.
Pawn clearing out minion waves. Is thinking about going back. We'll see whether he can afford the Rabadon's Death Cap as he goes home. Koro now with the Spectre's Cowl, looking for the Spirit Visage. He runs back up the lane. Now Whoosh moving towards the top side. RNG, so much aggressive vision in this game.
They've got double QSS as well as the Hourglass picked up as well. So it's not like there's a good target for the arrow, although here might be a fight.
Yeah, they have locked down mlxg for now as Pawn looking for the snare. And that is going to be Whoosh picking up the turret. Takes no damage there either as the arrow is available from Deft.
So it's 3,000 gold for RNG.
Yeah, the structures.
They're starting to push so far ahead. Couple of structures up your right, as well as 2 dragons.
You can see Deft coming down, clearing out this minion wave.
He wants Infinity Edge so bad right now.
He's going to need to wait a fair bit for that one as well. Still another 2.4k, something like that, for that item becomes available. xiohu wants to try and grab this kill. But Deft able to pick up the mini wave. Will be able to make his way out. ClearLove was waiting in the wings in case xiohu had gone aggressive. He's not wanting to.
So they ping it back, Atlus, you know, just a little bit of farm. Poppy is still definitely getting bigger. You have to respect Koro in this game.
Yeah.
Looper is going to have a split pushing advantage pretty much the entirety of the game until he goes toward, like, until he has like 6 items right now, Koro. In which case you'll just be able to pin him down due to a lack of life steal. However, right now, definitely in his favor. Ooh, was even looking aggressive onto Pawn. But the utility doesn't go away from EDG. Pawn's got his death cap, so that's good story. And they will continue to scale into this game, and they still haven't solved the siege situation for RNG, except for dive. Like, the only thing they can do is get xiohu in there, get Marta underneath the turret. Let's fight them underneath the turret. They're probably far enough ahead to do so, but it's still a risky move against Karma, against Poppy.
They still have to make the decision and make the play. Oh, they were looking for it there as Lupo just going to bird his way through. Deft continues to clear out minions as Meiko makes his presence known there.
70 CS behind Lucian.
Yeah. Lucian's having, honestly, the series of his life.
It just has continued, and one more time. You don't need to have siege if there's no one underneath the turret. So late to this.
Yeah, ClearLove turns up very, very late as the hook is going to land on mlxg, but he has the ultimate available if he wants it. Massive engage from Mata as well as he knocks Pawn into the wall. mlxg will have to use the ultimate as Koro. Heroic smash and mlxg back into the backline. Deft picks up the kill.
Here we
It's
go.
RNG now kiting around Pawn. Oh my god, doesn't have a whole lot left, but he's still alive somehow. Lupa grabs the kill, but EDG consolidating. xiohu uses his Zhonya's, and
Here
Wuxx
goes
is
Wuxx.
massive. Lupa still taking a whole lot, and Deft kiting back as best he can, but my god, that's a triple kill. That is a 4 for 2, and RNG may break the base.
Yeah, they certainly are looking to, and they have teleport available. Here comes Lupa. 30-minute death time as Atlus. This still could be all she wrote. 2 AD carries going to make short work of these structures.
Inhibitor going to fall down. Now RNG pushing through for a potential win. Meiko again the last man standing.
This is
Late.
becoming dangerous.
Yeah. Oh,
They
Meiko's
got him,
just going to
though.
get destroyed. In goes xiohu. Picks that one up.
10 seconds left on Pawn.
Another creep wave is going to make its way in. Not a lot of health bars as xiohu tanking this one up. 1
Here
second.
comes Pawn.
Pawn's up. That is an open nexus. Pawn
Oh, he
really
missed.
wants it. He misses the Mantra Cube. It just destroys him with the W. Now the Blinding Assault comes in, but they win the game. So much damage out of RNG. And they go up in this series 2-1. Next game, match point.
Yeah, and it was all about that dive. You know, they're able to clean up the turret. RNG pull a rabbit out of the hat. Did not know how they were going to be able to close that one out just because of lack of siege. But rapid fire cannon, I think that was what it actually was that gave the Jhin enough range to be able to pick up Deft in the last team fight. And Wuxx is destroying EDG right now.
Yeah, that Jhin play was just out of control, and it looked so planned from the beginning. The double kills that they managed to pick up time and time again onto Deft and Meiko in between their own turrets, they just couldn't do anything about it. Curtain calls out of Wuxx, all of his long-range play, as well as his ability to eke out the damage. My god, the Jhin, an unbelievable pickup for the man.
Yeah, it certainly was. And, you know, you also have to throw Marta's Alistar in there. He was able to get a lot of those plays started.
Yeah.
They ran looking for the 2v2 so often after, like, level 2 was achieved. Marta just wanted into the lane and tried to dominate the Ashe, and that's exactly what occurred as that game progressed. So, you know, you have to look at the 2v2 that was picked up from the EDG lineup one more time and think, you know, we're falling behind consistently in this lane. We have arguably one of the best players in his roles right now in Deft, and he's getting bodied by the new kid on the block, Wuxx. And we questioned, you know, Name Wuxx, like which way are they going to go? They go with Wuxx, and so far, once again, hats off to the RNG coaching staff, because he seems to just rise to the occasion so often in these big matches.
Yeah, and it's just not something you expect from a player with not as much experience. Of course, he was around in the LPL last year, but still a very, very new guy. You can see, you saw him on your screen. The man is young. Like, my God, he's definitely got a huge future ahead of him. Some incredible play out of this guy. And if the Jhin was that good, I mean, I'm sure that they were expecting the Lucian on the side of EDG. I think the Deft needs to start playing it, because we know that this man is fantastic on the champion.
Yeah, I think that the idea right that time was, let's take a lot of utility and be able to start whatever team fight we want. That's a great idea. They, once again, that last team fight was the only way RNG were breaking that base. I cannot stress enough. If EDG were under turrets, there was no way in. They have no siege potential. Jhin is so immobile because you can't crit the turret. You don't get the extra movement speed. Like, there's just stuff going wrong everywhere if you try and siege into that lineup because of the flank potential out of the Poppy, as well as all the cash and damage that will come out of a Karma as well as an Ashe. So I understand the composition out of EDG. One more time, it's execution. When EDG are getting out-executed, you know, they have to be very, very nervous going into what could be match point of this series.
Exactly right. And RNG, a team that we weren't necessarily expecting to be able to perform to this level in this series, especially after what EDG did to Snake. I don't even want to talk about that because it was relatively disgusting.
It's certainly one-sided, but you know, you have to, there's something to say of battling your way through to the final, and that's exactly what RNG had to do against WE. I mean, it went to 5 games. This series looks like it's going to follow a similar round. I mean, 4 or 5 games, so 2 very long series for RNG so far. But against WE, they just kept coming as well. You know, it looked like they had all the answers towards the latter stages of that 5th game. You have to respect the resilience, and I guess what Marta and Lupa, the experience they have instilled into this young squad. Because they just, honestly, they get better with time, Atlus. Like, every time they step onto the Rift, as the series progresses, looks like they go up in power.
Yeah, and it seems like strategically as well. It's like EDG come out with something that does work, and RNG then answer it. It was just so beautifully done by this squad.
Yeah, it certainly was. And, you know, once again, pick ban has to be looked at. Letting through Alistar, not picking up the Lucian yourself, you know, going with some different picks. And RNG, honestly, like, that game in the end was a comprehensive shellacking.
Beautiful. Let's throw to a break now on the word shellacking. Come back, ladies.